Jeff, there is a question that is pretty common between our clientele and followers. And imagine this regular guy that he's not prepping for a show, or just a girl that wants to get get toned. She's not doing a show either. She's been dieting for several weeks, and she has been cutting calories on the way, and she hits a wall. She hits a plateau. What do you think is the right thing to do when that happens?
I think a lot of times, even with competitive bodybuilders, that when we hit walls, a lot of times we kind of tend to find out things that maybe they're not doing correctly. So imagine on a scale with someone who's not a competitive athlete, there might be some things that they might not be doing correctly. Whether it's maybe miscalculating food. A lot of times people will put more on the scale than maybe they realize. So I think a lot of times our stalls are due to that, and I've even been guilty of doing that before. I have one instance where I was eating pita breads, where I misread the label. I was eating a whole pita bread, but it was actually, per serving was half a pita. Mm-hmm. So I was counting it as double. Or actually I was counting it as half, but it was actually double. So, my carbs were like, 50 grams of carbs more per day than what I was supposed to be taking in. So I had to stall. So I think the first thing would be to look at is, are we doing things correctly?
How accurate we're tracking.
Yeah, and if the case is we're doing something accurately, then it just depends on the scenario. How long has the stall been? Is it just a temporary stall? Maybe a week, 2 weeks at most. Maybe you just keep pushing the same protocol and see if you break past that plateau.
Okay.
If it goes longer than a couple weeks, maybe you need to increase cardio. Maybe you need to decrease the macros. So.
Okay, so before cutting food, I want to be as precise and accurate as possible. See what results does that generate before making any changes.
Yeah,
right?
so if you're definitely doing something wrong, then you definitely correct that issue, then continue on with the protocol and see if you get some progress from that point.
Okay, then I have another scenario for you. Let's say the person fixed that. He's now being accurate. He's now being very precise in his intake, but that doesn't do anything. Like 2 weeks passed and progress is still stalled. What else could that person do?
A couple things. One, you could lower your food down. You could try activity or a combination of both. So it's just one of those few changes you can do.
Okay, Jeff. So I have another scenario for you. Let's imagine that this person is now being precise and very accurate with their intake, but even with that measure, they're still not advancing the way they should. Do you think that will be a right time for a diet break?
Yeah, I think if everything's corrected and 2-3 weeks have gone by and they're still not seeing anything, then I would say recommend maybe a diet break. And a diet break could be anywhere from a day, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, depending on a person's situation and how they're holding up mentally and physically. So sometimes, even with myself, I'll take a day where I just have a day where I increase food and just a day of rest. It recharges your batteries and it kind of motivates you to keep going. So,
okay. But from an hormonal perspective, I think that person would need more than a day, right?
Yeah, if they're really suffering, hormonally, physiologically, then I would say probably a good week would be a general rule.
Okay, but to make something clear for people who are listening, this diet break should come before you have made several adjustments along the way, like cutting calories a few times, increasing calories, and when all that is not working, then maybe it's time for a diet break, right?
Yeah, if they're solid on macros and they've put in a serious attempt and a good attempt, then a diet break. but not just, you know, after a couple weeks go, okay, you know, let's go to a diet break, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure that attempt is solid. Yeah.
Yeah, just for fun.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Jeff. I think that the thing we have discussed will help a lot of people who are watching this. And to the next one. Thank you.